wave is going to break shortly for us. You should have just received a notification that we are recording the session tonight. And so especially if you have any family members that are looking for this information, you have any friends who maybe weren't able to make it tonight, we will make sure to get that recording in your hands by the end of this week. We will also be uploading it to our university YouTube site. This is also where you can see the first edition of the Squawk, which was all things financial aid. So again, looks like we have a number of folks who are joining us tonight. Very excited to have you. I feel like I've met a lot of you at this point, at least via email. My name is Joni Klopp. I am the Director of Undergraduate Recruitment here at Millersville University. So I help oversee the process in admissions and partner with my great colleagues on the screen here across campus in a variety of departments. And so, as we mentioned on the first one, the Squawk is really about what you need to know now, right? And so those are the things that we're going to be discussing tonight. But just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. Like I said, we love to see your faces. Keep those cameras on if you are able and willing. We do ask that you keep yourself on mute as this session is being recorded. You are welcome to utilize the chat feature for all of your questions. And so while we're going through the presentation, we'll have some folks in the chat answering your questions. We're going to end the session by sharing some specific contact information for all of our departments on the call tonight so that you're able to get those very specific questions, or if you have any follow-up concerns, you can go right to the departments and get it right from the source. Just a few reminders from the admission side of things. As you can see, we are in our second full week of orientation. For those who may have missed our first week, we have plenty of that information to share with you. We'll be able to share that information with you throughout the rest of the summer. I'm going to talk a little bit more at the end of the call about some of our upcoming programs that you are most likely registered for, and if not, hopefully you will get registered for. But without further ado, I'm going to turn it right over to Matt Rakowski, who works in our housing department, to tell us all things housing and what we need to know. So go ahead and take it away, Matt.
Yes, thank you, Joni. Good evening, everybody. My name is Matthew Rutkowski. I'm the Assistant Director for University Housing and Conference Services here at Millersville. Let me share my screen with you really quick. Okay. Okay. It should be up now. Okay. So basically, I'm just going to go over a quick presentation with you all now. For anybody who attended any of the open houses or admin student day, some of the information may seem very similar. We will have some new information I'll go over real quick at the end here. But again, my name is Matthew Rutkowski, Assistant Director, University Housing Conference Services. Again, our mission is to provide safe and engaging living learning experience for everybody in the residence halls. A little bit about our department leadership. Again, each floor in all residence halls is supervised by a resident assistant that is an undergraduate and student leader, 63 in total. So they'd be your first point of contact. During your day of move-in, we'll have our first floor meeting that night. So you'll get to meet your RAs, get to meet some of the other students on your floor, ask some questions, and get some of that important information you're going to know about living in the residence halls. We also have desk attendants, office assistants. They keep the front desk running as well so that you can get your packages, sign in guest. If you get locked out, you go to them. We have 4 graduate assistants. So those are students who are getting their master's here. And so they'll be helping our full-time staff with just managing the residence halls and managing the front desk. We have 3 residential area directors. So they are the ones who actually live in the residence halls. So that is the person who's in charge of the staff. Any issues in the residence hall, who hires the RAs. And so you may meet with them, you may see them, be it if you have an issue that your RA can't handle. We have myself, the Assistant Director of Housing. We have an Assistant Director of Conferencing, who right now we have many conferences going on our summer. We have an Associate Director who's in charge of all the staff, and then we have our Director who manages everything for our department. Again, though, for you all, the first people that you're going to want to get to meet would be your resident assistant. That is your RA. That is who you go to when you need help in the residence halls. Again, why live on campus? Again, first year students, not living with their family should live on campus. A big reason is, to get to feel like you're part of campus, to get connected, to meet others. Depending where you're coming from, you could be live in Pennsylvania, not in Pennsylvania. So I mean, the biggest thing is getting to know others, getting to know more about yourself, find your place here at Millersville, and being on campus. That's the way you start doing it. Same thing with sophomores. Again, you're kind of building upon that experience, and then once you've reached junior, senior status, that's where you can go off, move off campus, because now you're going to focusing more on your next step once you graduate. Our residence halls, again, we have 5 residential residence halls. So for about 2,172 students, Mostly suite style. So again, we have South Village, East Village, West, and Shanks. We actually did reopen one of our traditional halls that we used in the past called Bard Hall. That is only for upperclassmen. So for new students, that's not an option for you all. Again, you'll be living in one of our suite style halls. Again, we also have many living learning communities. So for any of you who applied, again, you will learn more about that, or you may have already gotten an email about living learning communities. Again, but you can always learn about this if you go to our housing website. Anything that I tell you right now, you can find on there, including more information about our living learning communities. If you haven't done so already, yes, you want to make sure that you've logged into your My Housing account. That is where you find all your housing information. That is where you completed the new student housing application. You'll see your room assignment. You'll see your suite mates. You'll see your dining plan, all that information more on your My Housing account. If you have not logged on and completed your new student housing application, please do that after this session. So housing assignments will come out on July 12th. That would be this Friday, though. If earlier, they may come out maybe later Thursday, July 11th, but for sure they will be visible for you to see on July 12th. If you've already picked the room and know your assignment, that is fine. But if not, that would be the first day that you'll see your housing assignment, see your roommates, any information like that. Again, dining, you'll have your set meal plan. That's assigned by the dining office. Again, another list of our living learning communities there. So our college business, honors college, social advocacy, women in STEM, all that and more. That's just some of the different living learning communities. But again, July 12th is the main day in which you'll be able to see your information. Like I said, if possible, we'll try to get out on July 11th, this Thursday. Just some more things to look into during the summer. Again, we do have a student code of conduct. If you're a student here at Millersville University, you want to make sure that you review that. So again, that's all the rules, rights, policies of being a Millersville student. If you're going to live in campus housing, you want to review the Living on Campus Guide, which you can find, again, on our housing website. That is all the rules, policies, questions that you may have about living in a residence hall. We have our university residency requirements. So students who have not yet completed 60 credits are required to live on campus housing for the full term of a housing agreement. Now, if you're a commuting student, that's different. But if you're not a commuting student, yes, you would have to live in one of our on-campus halls. And again, as defined below, that would be East Village, South Village, West Village, Shanks, and Bard Hall. So I do have some homework for you all, again, if you haven't done this already. So how to properly flush and unclog toilet. Yes, folks, if you have not done so, most of our work orders, especially 1/3 of them, are students who clog toilets and have never had to unclog one before. So we definitely recommend bringing a plunger. But again, if something's a bad enough issue, we will have maintenance come in. But if you haven't done so already, definitely practice that. And just remember, folks, please do not flush food down toilets. That does not help, and that clogs the system. Again, BYOP, bring your own plunger. How to properly cook in a microwave. Yes, sometimes students do set a fire alarm off by forgetting to put water in their Easy Mac or their ramen noodles. So again, if you haven't done so already, get some experience cooking in a microwave. Don't ever push that popcorn button. It never works. You make sure you want to watch while you cook in the microwave. How to do laundry. Again, each residence hall has a laundry facility, which again, you can use coins or Marauder Gold. But like I said, if you haven't done your own laundry before, you've got some time to get some experience this summer. And the big thing is definitely how to manage challenges and seek help. Again, we're all here to help you out. So like I said, if you have a question, if you need help with something, please do not hesitate to ask. That's why we said get to know your resident assistants, get to know other students in the hall. You now know who I am. If you have a question, you ask me. But go over it with your parents. What happens if certain issues happen or who you should call. Again, information that you definitely want to know. Some more homework. Again, look over to what to bring list. So if you go on our housing website, again, under student information, you'll see that we have a list of things that you want to bring, things that you do not want to bring. So you definitely want to make sure you don't bring something that's not allowed on campus. Again, review the rules, policies for Millersville University, like I said, including university residency requirement. The Living on Campus Guide, no, I do not expect everybody to memorize the whole guide, but just know what's in it. And if you do have a question, you can always check back there. Again, every policy rule that we have for housing and for our department can be found on our website. So don't think that you have to memorize everything I'm telling you right now. You can always go back and look at that. And then create a schedule to check in with your family. Like I said, this could be your first time away from home. And so you want to make sure that, if your parents that, hey, you're checking in every few days, or, hey, if I haven't heard from you since this time, to always call this Friday night. So again, talk with your parents, make sure you have time to check in with each other, because from our end of things, all of our communication only goes to the students. And so again, you want to make sure there's things that we're sharing to you that's important that you want to share with your parents as well. And so I believe that about a month ago, we did send out the move-in information. So if you did not review that yet, you can log in again to our housing website, and you'll see at the top there is a link to click to find out for our fall move-in process. So again, you want to look that up. That is the times, dates for move-ins. But just some tips for a smooth move-in. Again, arrive during your designated time. Again, the reason for that is so that we can control traffic. We don't want everybody showing up at one time because that just adds a whole line of traffic. More people trying to check in at one time. So that's why we did make separate times. So that just makes it a little bit easier on the elevators on when people are moving in. Coordinate times with your roommates and suite mates. So like I said, if you know who your roommates are and you've already talked, again, it can be tough if you all come in at the same time. So, hey, I'm coming in at this time. I'm coming in 4 hours later, just so there's less people in the room and doesn't get overcrowded. Pack the essentials, yes. Again, now if you don't, you can always hit by a local store, but definitely want to make sure that you pack things you're going to need because, like I said, that is your day and you're going to be starting orientation that night. So you're going to be very busy those next few days. Do not pack those items that are prohibited. Like I said, yes, make sure that you look over things not allowed in the hall. So yes, candles, incense, vaping, alcohol, things like that. There's definitely a list of items that are not allowed inside the residence hall. So make sure you look that over. Again, if you have a question, just let us know. I'll let you know if you're allowed to bring it or not. Limit the number of guests to only those essential to helping you move in. Yes, move-in is a very long process. We've got 1,000 people we're moving in on a day. And so while, yes, we know that a lot of people may want to come and see you, I probably wouldn't recommend bringing 10 people along just because it's going to overcrowd the amount of people that we have in the residence halls moving in. So just bring, the people who are going to be helping you move in that day. Like I said, you can bring guests at any other time, but definitely we'd recommend just limit it to those who are actually going to help you move in. Wear comfortable clothing and shoes. Yes, you're going to be moving things from your car. We will have some help, some student volunteers who help out that day, but a lot of it is going to be you all moving items. And stay hydrated, as you all probably have seen. It's been very hot this summer, and so it could be a very hot moving day as well. So you just want to make sure that you bring water, you take breaks. Again, you have more of a few hours. So like I said, don't think you've got to get it all done in 30 minutes. Take your time, take breaks, keep hydrated. And just some employment opportunities again, as a new student, the first thing you'd be able to apply for would be the desk attendant position. So those are students who work at a front desk, just to help with, again, doing check-ins, signing guests in. When you have a package, they'll go to the front desk, they'll sign you out the package there. And then after your first year here, if you're interested and want to get more involvement, looking at maybe being a resident assistant, as I said, they help manage residence halls and are the ones that students go to when they need help. And then, hey, if you like it here so much you want to stay during the summer, we have a summer conference assistant position. We have conferences here all summer. And so, again, if you want to get some, additional customer service experience, working in the residence halls, it's a great opportunity for you. So visit our contact information. Again, for us, it's very easy. housing@millersville.edu. If you send an email there, our secretary or myself will be the ones to answer you. But like I said, please let us know there. That is our number. Our website, we do have a blog where we post a lot of information, Instagram and Twitter as well. However you want to get a hold of us, please do so. I always recommend housing@millersville.edu because that goes to my phone, and so I can check it pretty much all day, every day. But again, that is the main information I just wanted to share with you all again. Housing assignments are visible this Friday, July 12th. If I get them out earlier, I may do it on the 11th, but for sure, July 12th, you will be able to see your housing assignments, room, and information. So that is all I have information-wise for you all. So I am now going to close this, and then I'm going to pass it off to Kim to talk about student accounts.
Matt, Kim, before you start, Matt, there was a couple questions. Students have seen things in their account and have then disappeared. Can you explain why they might have had something and it's now gone?
I sure can. As it says on their account page, which if they look over to the right, it says housing assignments are not visible. So as I said, they're not visible again until July 12th. There's a message in your housing account on the right side that says housing assignments are currently hidden. And I'll answer all other questions that are in the chat.
All right, so I'm going to jump on here. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Kimberly Santiago. I am the Student Accounts Coordinator for the Office of Student Accounts. So I'll be focusing a lot on billing. So billing, They'll actually be posted this week, Friday. So if you're wondering, I don't know how much I'm supposed to be paying, when am I supposed to receive my bill? This week, Friday. You will get an email notification via your Millsville email address that your bill is now available. Any parents, guardians, anyone who has been already listed as an authorized user will also receive that email notification. The first day to pay your tuition for fall semester is August 26th, which is the first day of class. Tuition is always due on the first day of class. So if you want to take a screenshot of this page, go right on ahead. And then spring 2025 bills will be available to you November 22nd. And then spring bills will be due January 21st. Something to just be aware of is accounts with a remaining unpaid balance after financial aid disbursement will be assessed a $100 payment extension fee. So have you met Sam? You may have received like a postcard, or you will receive a postcard regarding the student account manager. This is the application students will use to review and maintain their student account at Millersville. So students will go to millersville.edu/SAM, and parent or authorized users will access via millersville.edu/pay. And so this is what the SAM homepage looks like when you log in. On the left-hand side, you'll see any announcements. So those are very important to keep up to date with. Make sure that you're reading them because there may be a new message on there. But as you can see in the middle section, that is your student account. It outlines your balance, any financial aid you'll be receiving, or scholarships that you have on your account. And then where it says balance, including estimated aid. If you see a negative number on there, that means if there's a credit on your account. So at some point when we begin refunding, you would receive that refund. If you don't see the negative, and let's say it just said $1,011.50, that means you still owe that. So just keep in mind when you're reviewing that, you can make payment on here. You can enroll in payment plans on here and view any statements, okay? And this is the third-party authorization. This is where you'll have to log in to grant access to anyone who wants access to your student account. So it's a parent, guardian, anyone who's helping you with your student account and helping to pay. On your SAM account, you'll see there, it says authorized users. You will need the person's email address, which will then trigger an email to them with the link to create their account, and that way they can access that on their own. That way they don't have to log into the student's account to view, you know, the bills and things of that nature. And so what can they access? They can view your billing statements, any Office of Student Account specific information. They can make payments on behalf of the student. Any communication they would like to have with our office, we will be able to do that. If someone is not authorized, and let's say mom is calling in to know how much it is so she can make payment, if they're not listed as an authorized user, we cannot provide that information. 1098-Ts will be posted on there, and authorized users are able to enroll in a payment plan. So accessing your billing statements, we do not send paper statements. So you will not receive a paper bill at home. Everything is done online through your SAM portal. So again, email notification will be sent to the student and authorized users, and we only send one bill per semester. So if anything changes after the fact, you'll want to ensure you're viewing your on-demand statement, which will give you the most up-to-date bill. So if you made a recent payment or you made a change to your registration, make sure you're logging into your SAM and clicking on demand statement, because that initial bill that you would receive via email is a picture in time. And at the moment of when you receive that email, that's what your bill looked like. Okay. And this is what it looks like. When you're on your SAM homepage, it's in blue there, it says on-demand statement. So that's the one you'll want to view. And there's just a picture of what the invoice will look like. So it'll outline, you know, your charges, any credits or anticipated credits you'll be receiving, and then your balance. And then it does have the due date on there as well, if you ever question like when is my bill due. So payments, there's several ways you can make payment towards your tuition. We have online payments, which you can pay with a credit card or an electronic check or e-check. Please note that credit card payments incur a 2.95 processing fee. And you can save your information on your SAM account, which sometimes is helpful to just hit your payment method and then hit submit. You can pay via paper check, but that would have to be in person, or you can mail it to our office, and then cash you can drop off and deliver it in person. Obviously, we do not encourage students to mail cash because you just never know. We do not process credit card or debit card payments in office. If you do have a card that you want to use and you want to make payment, we'll take you to our computer lab to make payment on your SAM account. External scholarships. If you are receiving an external scholarship, please send us the information. It could be the confirmation letter, some kind of just confirmation from the issuer, the scholarship issuer, so that we can notate your account. We won't know if we're not informed, right? But that way we can at least notate the account that a scholarship is coming. We are bound by the guidelines provided by the scholarship issuer. So if they say this money is specifically for this semester, we can't do anything about that. It's just, that's how we have to apply it. If they say they need the funds back, if it causes a credit, we must follow those guidelines. But once you receive payment, checks will be forwarded to our office for application to your student account. Any external awards, so external scholarship, $1,000 or more, will automatically be split between your semesters. So if you receive a scholarship for $1,000, 500 will go for spring, 500 would go for fall. 5 to fall, 5 to spring. Yeah. If for some reason you wanted all of it for fall, just let us know. College plans. So to pay your bill with funds from Tuition Assistance Program or TAP or 529, you'll have to request that on your end, so that the payment can be sent directly to Millersville University. And so to ensure that when they send the check to us, just let them know that your M number or your name has to be listed on there. That way we know where to apply those funds. Just so kind of like an FYI, it can take up to 6 weeks for us to receive payment, right? Because there's a process. You request the funds, they have to do something on their end, then mailing, and then for us to receive it. So just give it some time. But if you are requesting funds, you typically get a confirmation page of some sort of the request. Send it to our office. Just take a screenshot of it, take a picture. That way we can see and we can notate the account. That way you're not assessed a payment extension fee if we know that the payment is coming. We do have payment plans as an option as well. We have payment plans for fall, spring, and summer semesters. Payments can be set up by the student or authorized third parties by logging into SAM and choosing the option that's best for you. So we have plans for 3 months to 6 months. Obviously, as the time gets closer to tuition due date, the options are limited then. At this point, we only have the 3-month and 4-month payment plan. You're in control of the amount your payment plan is set for. Your desired budget will be divided into equal monthly installments. So if you put in $2,000 and it's for 4 months, that'll get the $2,000 will get divided in 4. Auto pay is optional, so that's an option that you can select. There is a $30 enrollment fee, and if payment is late, you will be assessed a $25 late fee. A reminder will be sent to you shortly before your installment is due, just kind of like a, hey, heads up, your payment's coming up. And then there's a phone number there for if you ever need assistance with your payment plan. So this is another one that you can kind of take a quick screenshot of in case you're interested. And then account holds. When an account is carrying an unpaid balance for an extended period, the Office of Student Accounts will place a hold restricting the student's access to transcript and/or additional course registration. You'll be able to see any holds on your Max account or SAM. Additionally, we may send a paper letter to your home that there is a balance on your account. So just always ensure that your mailing address is accurate on your account. The only way to have a hold removed is to resolve the unpaid balance and pay the balance below the $2,000 threshold. So if your balance is greater than $2,000, that will limit your registration for the following semester. Students who do not have a plan or the means to cover any unpaid balances are encouraged to contact these student accounts or financial aid offices to discuss options and resources. So some key takeaways. The Office of Student Accounts collects your costs but does not control them. And then, of course, fall tuition is due August 26th. Your bills will post this week, Friday. Spring 25 is due January 21st. Authorize any necessary proxies as soon as possible, because again, billing is coming up. I'm sure people are going to be emailing or calling, and we want to be able to speak with them. Develop a plan to pay, not just this year, but every year. Take care of any outstanding requirements and meet with financial aid to learn more about additional funding, and communication is key. So please call us, please email us with your questions. And then here's our contact information if you need to reach us. And that is all for me. And if there's any questions, I'll answer them in the chat as well.
I'm going to jump in and share my screen. I am Christine Schoenhout from PSECU. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So
It keeps
PSECU,
freezing now.
pardon me?
It keeps freezing. It keeps
Oh.
freezing.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's on my end or if it's happening to everyone. But just a little bit about PSECU. We are the credit union on campus. We've been on campus since 2001. We are the oldest and largest credit union in Pennsylvania. And we have the ATMs on campus for students, faculty, and staff to use. So one of the main differences between PSECU and other financial institutions is that we don't have branches. So the money that we save, we pass on to our members. So many of you may have a bank account at home, which may or may not have a branch in Millersville or Lancaster. So you're able to bank with PSECU for free. And you're able to use our external account transfer so that you can pull money from your home bank and not be charged at ATMs. So, and this is not just a service that's available for when you're in school, but it's for life. So once a member, always a member. Again, it doesn't cost anything to join. We have free overdraft protection transfer service, as well as no overdraft fees. We're certainly not encouraging you to overdraw your account, but if you do make a mistake, at least you don't have to pay $30 or $40 for it. We do offer account alerts. We recommend transferring through Zelle as well. We have a network of over 85,000 surcharge-free ATMs. And we also give Millersville University $30,000 a year for student scholarships. So that's a great way to look for some free money. So we're also committed to teaching students about finances while on campus. So if you scan the QR code on this screen, you're able to see all online financial education programs, from budgeting tips and fraud prevention to credit tips, things like that. So that's a big part of what we do on campus. So on this screen, this cute little pup is too adorable. I couldn't resist him. But there's a QR code. So if you're interested in joining PSECU, you can just scan the QR code. You want to make sure that you pick you're a Millersville student. Even if you're working, you want to pick Millersville student. If you pick your employed, it will put you in a different bucket and look for money. So you don't need any money to join. All you need is a driver's license or a state ID. And again, you can take advantage of our external account transfers. We also have debit card rewards. So every time you use your PSECU card to pay for something that's $10 or more, you're going to get change back. We also do ATM rebates. So in addition to being free on campus, we've got 3 ATMs there. We're free at all Wawa, Sheetz, Rutter's, 7-Elevens, Target, Rite Aid. So, and if you do get charged somewhere, we rebate you up to $20 a month if you have direct deposit, up to $8 a month if you don't. So, this is my contact information. So feel free to take a picture of that. So it's my phone number, my email, and then our 800 phone number. I do not have account access at my office. It is a what we call a financial education center. So feel free to reach out either by email or if you have a specific account question, you can contact the customer service office. So at this time, I'm going to turn it back to Joni.
Great, thank you, Christine. All right, a lot of information tonight. So big thanks to all of our presenters. I know that we are still actively engaging in the chat, and so feel free to continue those questions. We are keeping up as best as we can. I'm going to try to answer some of those live before we end the call tonight. And so generally, there's been a number of questions about placement testing in the chat tonight. And so just a reminder for folks, nearly all students are required to take the math placement exam. The only students that are not required to take a math placement exam are transfer students who are transferring in a 100 level or better math course, or a high school student who has completed dual enrollment or an AP math test that transfers in as a 100 level or better. If you're not sure if your AP transfers that way, how your dual enrollment may transfer, you can find that information on our website. And you are also welcome to email admissions. And I'm going to put our contact in the chat tonight so you're able to follow up with us directly. It's important that for anyone that has credits coming through, there's a number of you that we've been chatting with that it may not have been included on the application. It is very important for us to know that credits are on the way, especially because schedules are being created every day. And so the process is as such where if you have an AP credit, those scores need to come to us directly from the College Board to be considered official. If you have dual enrollment credit, that transcript where you earned your credit for dual enrollment, let's just say maybe you are a local student that did virtual classes at the University of Pittsburgh, for example, you must request that your official college transcript is also sent to our office for review. These must be official. It's the only way that we're able to verify the credit and transfer in the credit. And to give you a little behind the scenes of what the process looks like, once we receive those, we're going to process them into your file. And then all of that information is going to go over to our registrar's office. The registrar is who assists in everything that relates to scheduling here at Millersville. So specifically for my incoming freshmen, not so much our transfer students tonight, but for my incoming freshmen, if you are seeing a discrepancy on your schedule, please understand that schedules are not final and they are subject to change until the start of the semester. One of the reasons that you're going to start to see things is because we are starting to plug and play schedules, but we are regularly making changes as we are receiving dual enrollment credit as well as AP credit every day. So I've been telling students not to panic just yet, kind of like Matt was saying about housing assignments. Things are hidden right now. It doesn't mean that there's necessarily a problem, but feel free again to be in touch with us as those questions arise. As it relates to placement testing, if you are joining us this Thursday or Friday or next Thursday or Friday for a summer Q opportunity, which we'll talk a little bit about that, you will have the opportunity to take placement testing on site. Know that this is not a requirement to do it on site, but it is an opportunity. Students are also welcome to schedule both the chem placement as well as the math placement to be able to take it home virtually. If you take the math placement online, you are able to take it up to 5 times, and we encourage you to do so, especially if that score is a little bit lower than you were hoping for. You were hoping to be placed in a higher math course. This is the reason that we have granted every new student 5 opportunities to take the math placement. For any of my education students on the call, so we're looking at my early education, special education, as well as middle level education, not my secondary students, only the first 3. You will be required to take the basic skills test. Again, all of this information is linked on the bottom left-hand corner of your My Spyglass portal. And so we have a link there that will take you to the landing page for all things placement exam. One other note that I did want to share while we have a couple minutes on the call is a reminder to be working through the MAP, which is the Millersville Arrival Program. The MAP is also linked in your My Spyglass portal on about the middle left-hand side of the page. And the MAP is going to be all of what I like to say, the P's and Q's of enrollment. And so on calls like this, we're going over that very high level data, where to find things, where to look for different items. But once you get into the MAP, you're going to find a lot of the specifics about how to get your ID, right? Where the ATMs are on campus, what to do with your health services forms. And so if this is sounding new to you, the MAP, I would encourage you to log into your My Spyglass portal sooner than later and start to complete those modules. There's a lot of good information in there, and I encourage you to go through it with anybody that's supporting you through this process. So if that's a parent, a grandparent, an aunt or uncle, or a sibling, I encourage you to have them on these calls as part of your journey. The more support you can have on your way to a new campus at a new place is always beneficial. So definitely keep that in mind. We also have been receiving a number of questions about financial aid. Because of the specifics with financial aid, it is important that you connect with their office directly. I'm going to drop their information in the chat once we get towards the end of this call. They do have one-on-one appointments available, so you and your family can Zoom in from home. A parent could Zoom in from work, for example, if that's what works best. But again, financial aid questions are very specific. Did you get my FAFSA? Where am I in processing? How do I accept or decline my loans? And so we want to make sure that we're connecting you with the professionals, because there's a lot of money involved there, especially as it relates to our federal dollars, our state dollars, and government regulations. And so again, if you're having any questions about financial aid, I would encourage you to connect with them directly. Also, as it relates to financial aid, if you're a student on the call that is still having trouble submitting your FAFSA, you are not alone. All right. There are a lot of students out there that are still struggling with FAFSA completion with the new upgraded, I will put in quotes, FAFSA model that was rolled out this year. Millersville is really fortunate to be partnering with the Pennsylvania Department of Education to host what we are calling Make College Possible FAFSA Fiesta sessions. And so you can find those right on our financial aid website for registration. We're going to have them downtown at our Ware Center, which is right next to the Central Market, if you're familiar with Lancaster City. And it's going to be an opportunity to meet one-on-one. Bring your financial documents. You will have a one-on-one counselor walking you through that opportunity. Our first event is going to be July 16th, and our second event is going to be August 16th. Again, if you're a student who has not yet filed, it is not too late. Okay, so we are here to help you with that process. The last things I want to discuss really quickly is what's next, right? What is up and coming? So a big thank you to hear about all of these very timely pieces. We heard about housing assignments this week. We heard about billing this week, right? And so a lot of things are going to start to happen very quickly. As a reminder, tomorrow at noon, we have our academic sessions scheduled. You should have received an email yesterday that includes all of your links for this week. If you are missing that email, please feel free to email the admissions office so that we can get that for you. But tomorrow at noon, we'll have our academic sessions, followed by a 1 o'clock specific session just for our honors college students. And then Thursday, we're excited to have the in-person summer Q on campus. And the summer Q is going to be an opportunity for your parents to have a bit of a session, for you to be able to connect with other classmates on your way in, make a couple of friends, get some really good lunch, right? We're also going to have a resource fair available so you can really start to learn about all of the supports that are here on campus to get you ready to rock and roll this fall. And so again, we have summer Qs on Thursday. Thursday night, we also then have a new student meetup at 5:15. So another opportunity, we want to make sure that we're creating the opportunity for you to have community, to meet some new people on your way in. We watch everybody chat on Zeme, and it has been wild to see all of the connections and all the conversations that have been happening there. So definitely keep it up. I want to remind you that we're all here to help. It's the reason I have all of these folks on the call tonight. We are here to assist you with the process. The reason that most of us work on a college campus is because we were in your shoes a little while ago, maybe, but we are here to help you with this process, and we are here to be a resource. And so I can't stress enough, there are no silly questions in this process. Please keep them coming. We are keeping up with students as best as we can as we navigate the holidays and all types of summer vacations. Last thing I'll mention for you is to keep an eye on your My Spyglass portal, as well as your Millersville email address. Okay. Now that you are a confirmed student, you will be receiving official Millersville emails in your Millersville email address. And so there may be some departments that are going to start to connect with you early, outside of admissions. So it's important to check that on a daily basis. And that's the way we want you to be checking your college, or your email in college once you're here is going to be daily, if not more than daily. Lastly, again, your My Spyglass portal is your starting point. And so if you get into a situation where you're saying, hey, I'm not sure if I know about this, where do I find that? The first place to start is your My Spyglass portal. The way that the My Spyglass portal is designed is it is created based on every student. So for example, if Kim and I have different sessions, Kim's an honor student, I am not, we're going to have different content in our portal. And so it is tailored to you as an individual student. What is required of you, what we're waiting on from you, did we get your transcript? All of that information is going to be found in the My Spyglass. And so to wrap up, I'm going to have all of my colleagues, if they haven't already, I haven't been watching the chat while I'm talking tonight, just drop our contact information in here for you so that you can be in touch with us directly. What we're also going to do is we're going to pull this chat tonight, and any questions that weren't answered via the chat, we will send to our departments who joined us tonight so that they are able to follow up with you individually. And so we want to make sure that no question goes unanswered, but we also want to make sure we're being respectful of folks' time. So with that said, one more thank you to Matt, Kim, and Christine for joining us tonight. Hopefully we will see some of you on campus Thursday and Friday, or next Thursday and Friday. And I look forward to you continuing this week of orientation, and we'll chat soon. Thanks so much.